I'm a chemist. I should tell him.
You should, yeah. You owe it to these guys. You
Yeah,
just walked in like
he
some.
doesn't know how. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go explain your.
I'm
introduce yourself.
a PhD chemist. I've recently taken a position with Vape Holdings. I'm their chief science officer.
Right.
And yeah, we're going to be doing all kinds of interesting chemistry with essential oils. So I'm an essential oil chemist.
We're looking to build out our technical advisory board.
Technical advisory board. There you go, Mark. You show up for 5 minutes, you get jobs.
Look at that.
Oh, that's what happens right
Look at that. That's how we do.
See? I love coming in here.
What do you think of this thing, man, compared to like the Mighty X over here?
I don't know. I mean, you know what? Why don't you give me one of those for 6 months? Give me one of those units for about 6 months and let me play with it. And
you did what kind of analysis recently that you were
yeah,
talking about?
so I recently gave a talk at the ASA conference down in Washington, D.C. on using NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance, which is again, it's a spectroscopy. I'm sure, what's his name?
Jason.
I'm sure Jason knows all about this. Jason, you know about NMR, I'm sure. It's sort of like the organic chemist's right hand of looking at any mixture of molecules. All through graduate school and most of my career, I would run 10, 15, 20 NMRs before I'd even think about running one or two HPLCs because NMR is not disturbing them. It's not a chromatographic method.
Not destructive, right?
It's not destructive, right? It's keeping the material intact. And the issue with NMR in terms of
is it all like an MRI? Is that what it has? The same letters?
Yeah. I mean, it's basically you're putting the material into a magnetic field, and the different molecules have different absorbances based on how they interact with that external magnetic field. And it gives you a spectrum, just like the infrared spectrum. And from that, you can elucidate what molecules are in there. And kind of like the infrared spectrum, the taller the peak is, the more that's the compound that has that particular peak is in there. So like what Jason did, we can do correlations and say, okay, here's we'll take that concentrate. We measured that peak at, say, I don't know, X. Let's cut it in half, and that peak should go down by 50%. And let's cut it even more. And so as you cut that and make a more and more dilute solution, you'll get that calibration curve that you could just look at the spectrum and say, hey, when the peak's at that height, we go to this calibration curve. It tells us that that's the concentration of that particular material. So yeah, so any spectroscopic measurement like that has to have a calibration curve, and it has to be linear, because we need to understand like if you're extrapolating to some place that hasn't been measured yet, you're assuming it's a straight line, but it could plateau or it could exponentially rise. So all those deviations from linearity is why I asked him about the correlation coefficient around the linearity of that calibration curve.
Spectroscopy. I have no idea what that word is. Like what? Say that one more time for me.
I love his Philly accent. He's all Phillied out,
I can tell
right?
that he's from Pennsylvania too. It's funny. But no, that word is.
Say skookle. Let's hear you say skookle.
Skookle.
Okay, skookle. There you go.
Spectroscopic. Spectroscopic.
All right. Well, I'll be honest. That science definitely crushed the boat.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, you know what would be a really good idea is if we correlate your guys' results here to the NMR results, and again, we can get a very a nice tight correlation by NMR, probably again the same level of precision and accuracy that you guys can do, and just see like if you guys analyze for 50%. What is our analysis? Are we 48? Are we 52? Are we right on the, and just see how tight those correlations are. Yeah. And again, unlike GC or HPLC, these methods are non-destructive. You're not destroying the sample.
That's right.
And so we could look at it again, or we could maybe age it. There's discussion around how certain chatter turns to butter. Let's see what happens in the near IR. Let's see what happens in the near IR and the NMR, and see if we can make a correlation to what's happening to the molecules in that solution. I think again the IR can be extremely powerful if you're looking at a decarb, because that's a very, very strong and quantitative absorbance down in the mid IR. Excuse me, at 1700 wave numbers, Jason. I think that's a real good thing to see if you can quantitate. I mean, if you looked at something like the clear concentrate, what would you see there? There should be no carboxylic acid at all. He's writing down.
He's right. Yeah. Notes.
Notes.
Can you explain why there should be no acid form?
Well, there should be no acid form because when you decarb the cannabinoids
and the clear concentrates decarbed in the steam distillation.
Yeah,
is that why?
yeah, and so that carboxylic acid group that's in CBDA and CBGA and THCA has a very, very strong absorbance at 1700 wave numbers, which would be a great thing. It's outside the frequency range of the near IR scanner, but you could talk to the people who make the same hardware that you guys are using and just,
expand the range. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jason, I would think that that's actually known in the scientific literature, that someone's actually followed cannabinoid decarboxylation in the infrared.
And speaking of scientific literature, Dr. Mark, I got plenty lined up for you after the
cool.
jump here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, good stuff here.
I'm gonna have to
You
start
see this? Do you
charging
see
you.
this? You see how fancy that is? Immunochemical localization of tetrahydrocannabinol and cryofixed glandular trichomes of cannabis.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a paper from 1997. Okay.
Yeah, you've read this one, I imagine. It was new to me.
Okay.
I mean, I've already read that one.
Yeah,
so.
I know the kid. All right, well, let's do some shout outs. Wrap it up. Again, let's thank Sage Analytics for coming on the line and submitting. Wrap up the segment, do some shout outs and move on. And thanks Sage Analytics for coming in and standing up to the gauntlet and passing the test, the Dr. Mark test. Woo! Jason, thanks again for calling in. And of course, we'll be in touch with Sage. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh,
What's going on over there?
some torch rigging.
Doing some dabs.
Going on. So,
We'll do shouts. Of course, big shouts to Way to
Hey,
Grow.
thanks for we start our call. Thanks for calling in, pal.
they got a new sale going on
appreciate it.
yet, or are they still dirtbagging it, or what?
No, they got a whole new website going on.
That's why they didn't change it, because they were just like, forget about
Now
it.
it starts with a video about planting, build a grow room, common plant ailments, feeding charts, nutrient deficiencies, common plant diseases, common pests. Then there's events. There's a whole events calendar. On May 4th, Aurora Innovations is going to be at the Way to Grow Fort Collins. Next day, May 5th, they're down in Denver. Let's go to this part of the month because that's way at the end of the month, the beginning of the month. This is all new. This only goes till the 12th of May. But then you
which
can
is
pass.
way past.
But you can scroll down to the bottom, click any of the follow them, like them on Facebook, connect with them on Twitter, Google Plus. They have a YouTube channel now, and of course they have an Instagram. There's a store locator. It's a very cleaned up site. Oh, and on sale. I'm gonna click the on sale tab. We'll know now.
Here we go.
Live and direct. What's on sale? Loading. Dirtbag sale.
Never ending dirtbag sale.
But vendor days, this might have the full calendar. Yeah, it's only booked up through May 12th. But next month, June calendar will be coming up, and we will definitely let you guys know. Also, let's shout out Build a Soil. Always holding it down. Big Jeremy at Build a Soil. Who ordered from Build a Soil recently?
Who did? I know a few people.
Build a Soil?
You
Yeah.
raising your hand like you did?
Well, I was involved in the Build a Soil order. Dave B.
Yeah,
I
Jeremy's given us tons of love. He's doing a huge custom mix for our field, basically taking on a job nobody else would do, mixing up several hundred yards of our
Nice.
kind of original mix, taking in inputs from all over the country and doing a custom deal for us. That guy's badass.
Once again, doing
Unbeatable. Now, Dave, I wanted to ask, and that's a good segue into trapping you into a sponsorship here about Elite Organic Supply.
Oh, word.
So are you working with Jeremy on that at all, or is that...
So we're trying to get some of Jeremy's products in stock too. Basically, we've been in a greenhouse since October.
Yeah.
There was a retail storefront on the front of the place that the previous owner finally got all of his crap out of there, and we had been buying Vital Earth amendments and stuff from Dragonfly and getting stuff shipped in from all over the country for the last year or so.
Right.
And figured we would just use the retail storefront to start pimping out the same products that we had been using in the back. So we've really
that's great.
We focused it around the stuff that we use every day. We have large amounts of it, so it's all the 44-pound, 22-pound bags. We have all the Dragonfly stuff all the way up to the 30-pound.
Now, will you
big-
sell, like, the bag you're on? Will you, like, bust open a bag and sell bulk?
Hell yeah.
Like
So
a
any
few
of the really
scoops?
expensive stuff, you can just come in and get it by the scoop. So one of those things is the
scoop.
Like Chinese food.
Yeah.
There's a product called Ferdy Nitro, or it's a amino-based nitrogen from Ferdy Organic. Ferdy Organic only deals with other distributors, so they'll white label it for other folks.
Sure.
We've got a pallet of that on its way up. The stuff costs a mint, but we found it when we were trying to find a replacement for like the amino fish nitrogen.
Sure.
So it's really readily available, all that sort of stuff. So that's coming in. And it's basically, the organic amendments. If you're wanting to make good compost teas around here, finding compost is a bitch.
Compost here, because it's so dry, because the quality of the grass, what the cows eat, what they shit out, it's a whole different quality than in a wet environment.
So we ship it in from Cali. We bring in a pallet at a time. We go through it pretty quick so that we're using it in the back. Anything we don't sell at the front.
Not sitting there and getting all dead.
You got it. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Right on, and that's good supply for our vast audience here in the Front Range.
Yeah, so we're up in Loveland, Highway 402. It's like 2 miles off I-25.
Peabud's sitting in the shop right now.
Yeah,
listening.
Peabud's up there.
Really? Oh, you can go see Peabud.
Hey, that's already that's a whole show. That's
go visit Peabud. Yo, wait. Let's get Dave. Let's get Jason in here. Dark Horse Jason. Come on, bud. It's your commercial. Do it. It's commercial. What the fuck's going on with you, man? What are you doing nowadays? I heard rumor about a Denver OPC MIPS. I hear rumors about you. What's up?
There's rumors on the street.
What's happening? Update
Denver, us. I'm trying to do get through the MMED stuff, but yeah, it's coming. It's just taking a lot longer than I anticipated, but it'll be midsummer, late summer before we have something going. So there'll be vending machines. There'll be a MIP. There's going to be a rec wholesale grow. So we'll have seeds on the med side, seeds on the rec side. MIP on the med side, vending machine placement, hopefully through the OPC, rec and med, but I'm kind of sorting that out with everybody, dancing the dance. So it's all coming. It's just taking a little bit longer as far as Colorado. But
what else you got going elsewhere in America or the world?
Los Angeles is kicking ass. You got to come down and check out Los Angeles.
Where's the address on that one?
5669 West Pico.
What neighborhood's that in?
Pico and Fairfax. Just south of Beverly Hills.
Pico and Fairfax, dude. There's Gus the Barber is there. If you ever need a haircut while you're at the store,
there's so many like barbers in LA. It's like massive beauticians and barbershops and pawn shops.
Marky B just got in his license. He's working on his license right now.
Oh yeah, right down there.
Well, no, in LA, but yeah.
But I'm excited to announce
top of his class.
I'm excited to announce a new collaboration, or I should say collaboration, a new team member. Obsolete Franchise Genetics.
Boom.
It's pretty huge. We dropped the seeds on the site over Memorial Day and crashed the site in like 8 minutes.
Dude, did you even announce it? I didn't even see the announcement.
I tried to do it all secretly and crashed the site in like 8 minutes. Obsolete's just insanely crazy with that. So we're going to have some more seeds of that hopefully mid next week. I'm going right back on the re-up because everyone loved that. But yeah, Obs has been down to the shop in LA and helping us a little bit down there, just coming to put some seeds in there, and we're really honored. And also Pacific Northwest roots with Kaya. And, he's talking about doing a little bit of collaborations with us, give me some of those gas masks through third party, and we're going to do a gas mask banner cross, and then bring that back to the Kaya's Coffee, and then Obs wants to throw a little alien in there. So it's just starting to get ridiculous, everyone that bringing something fire to the table, we're going to throw it all together and just make some of these crazy strains. So I'm excited about that. Going to 710 Cup on June 6th and
the 710, 6th, 7th,
not the 710 in Denver. It's called the 710.
The 710, yeah, the 6th, 7th.
So 6th and 7th is San Bernardino. It's kind of my birthday, so we'll be partying out there. Chalice Cup, I think Dunn guys will be there for us.
We'll be there. Are we boothing up together? Are we booth bunking?
Let's figure it out.
The deal?
Let's
figure it out because we got to figure out our thing.
Yeah,
we'll quickly link up and booth up.
So also check out the website, download the app, come say what's up on Facebook. I'm going to Hawaii. I just booked it in June.
Yeah.
So all you people that I hooked up all them fire free beans for, someone come puff me out. I'm going to be in Oahu, Big Island, Maui for like a week right after 710. So
sweet. Let's
blaze Hawaii.
Nice, and of course, big shout out to Incredibles Edibles, Colorado's #1 edibles. Kid, name them. Do it.
The Boulder Bar, the Monkey Bar, the Mile High, the Mile Higher, the Peaches and Dream, the Cookies and Cream, the Strawberry Bliss, the Blueberry Crunch Bar, the Afgado Bar, the Peanut Butter Buddha Bar, the Makiba Bar. There is also a Boulder Bar, and there's one that I'm missing.
I ate it 2 nights.
No,
I forgot one.
So there's one that I'm missing.
Yeah, I ate it 2 nights ago. That's how I know you didn't say it.
It was in the Peaches one, right? Did I say that?
You said Peaches.
Yeah.
Did you say?
There's so many flavors for Incredibles.
Mile Higher?
You did.
I said Mile High, Mile Higher.
Can you tell him?
The cookies
Say-
and
say
cream.
it.
Fireberry.
Fireberry.
Yeah.
He always
I forget
forgets.
the
He always forgets
Fireberry.
Fireberry.
It's really small.
Because
But,
it's my favorite.
nonetheless-
Because it's my favorite.
Yeah,
I always say
it
my
is.
favorite.
Nonetheless, obviously, that just goes to show lots of flavors you can get from Incredibles with
You
a range
almost
of different
you almost
milligrams.
got it to the Dr. Seuss level, but you just needed to kind of like.
I should make a Dr. Seuss rhyme out of it.
And then don't forget the Fireberry at the very end.
Yeah.
Adam's doing a lot of Dr. Seuss nowadays.
Yeah, it works.
All right. Well, we got now Dave Bonville and Dr. Mark Sheldon all together. You guys know each other. He's wearing your
We
shirt.
gotta get our guitars, right? We could do
Yeah. Is that why you're bros? You're guitar bros.
Yeah, there's a little.
You guys are also CBD bros. C-Bro-Ds.
We are.
Yeah, Dave, that Mike,
C-Bro-Ds.
Mark. Tell us some CBD and Pennsylvania stories. What's going on, guys? Give us an update.
Gosh.
We got like 30 minutes left in the
And
show.
I was just telling Adam, Antonia's mom
and-
just contacted me.
That could be Jason's guy. Pick him up.
I don't have it.
Oh, sorry,
What is the
Colin.
status in Pennsylvania, Dr. Mark?
Dr. Mark.
Yeah, so our bill just passed the Senate, and it's in the House right now, and there's one guy who's standing in the way who says he's going to bury the bill, who's actually receives a lot of campaign support from none other than the pharmaceutical industry, and that's Matt Baker. So one guy is basically keeping the bill from coming to vote in the floor in the House,
Ironic, the guy's name
where
is Baker.
we know we have a majority. It'll pass in the House, and the governor has already said that he's going to sign the bill when it comes to him. Funny thing is, I submitted some expert testimony on the use of vaporizers, or actually they thought that they can use nebulizers. They put nebulization into the bill, and we had to,
Now, you couldn't
basically
microemulsify cannabinoid oils or soluble powders and then nebulize?
I just think it would make a mess inside the nebulizer. You would just coat the inside of that surface. It would be a god awful mess.
Sure, you would. I mean, you would obviously have to have some disposable element. to it
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
well, you're going to aerosolize basically some type of or
Oil.
content. Well, the thing is that in order to solubilize the oil in some type of emulsified form, you have to add an emulsifier. And so, if the emulsifier, does it stay behind so it's not volatilized? And first of all, I mean, volatilization temperature of cannabinoids can't be achieved with hot water, with steam. It
no, absolutely
just
not.
the point is that you can't decarboxylate at that temperature. You ever try to clean your bong with water? I mean, come on, man. You just can't do it, dude. It's just, I think some lawmaker got confused and they said vaporization. That's
Vapor,
nebulization,
no, I
right?
got
It's the
you.
same
You're
thing,
handling
right?
the vapor. I
Because they
understand
knew
that.
like some kid who got vaporization or nebulization treatment with their asthma medication. They thought that that's the same way you could deliver cannabinoids, and sorry, don't work.
But that asthma stuff is an oil, right? I mean,
Actually, the asthma stuff is typically it's a fast-acting bronchodilator because you're doing it under, trying to open up some of these airwaves.
Right, but what kind of compound is it?
They're usually beta blockers like albuterol or salmeterol, which are basically just relaxes the smooth muscle in your bronchial tubes and just allows breathing to happen. I mean, it's a it's not a delivery vehicle for cannabis, so we shouldn't waste any more time on
Okay,
it.
so now moving on to vaporization.
Yes.
But are vape pens good?
Whew, it depends. Are they vape pens? Or are you actually vaporizing an oil, or are you smoldering it over a nichrome wire, similar to the same stuff that's in your toaster? You know those glowing red hot wires, and that's nichrome.
Right, nichrome's bad for you.
I think
right?
B is what
Because
they're
the
doing.
chromium.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily
sure
the
B too.
nichrome itself. It's just that at that temperature, you're really, really going to severely decompose a lot of compounds, and certainly you're going to volatilize stuff. But just like when you smoke a joint, you're burning the end that's burning is going away. You're not volatilizing anything from that other than sort of the noxious degradation products that's any useful. It's everything that's just in the neighborhood next to that's heated up because something's burning next to it that gets vaporized that when you're pulling it in.
That's why it all tastes the same.
That's why
Popcorn.
That is why it all tastes.
Yeah.
Nitri,
popcorn. It's interesting. There's a lot of discussion around the rosin technique and how that generates
lot of
popcorn.
popcorn.
What have you guys heard on that?
That was
Bike,
Mike saying that
I believe,
before.
coined the phrase.
What?
That it tastes like
Popcorn dabs.
Yeah.
Popcorn
Well,
down.
It seems to be
pretty
that when
popcorny.
it's pressed with, like, in the cheesecloth and whatever with flour is when it seems to be getting more of the popcorn taste. But when they're making bubble hash out of it, like fresh water hash
Making
or
it out of
dry
bubble
sand,
hash.
Right.
The other way around.
and pressing the bubble hash,
Yeah.
then it gets a better flavor. It doesn't have
As
that
a-
popcorn.
I heard the opposite of that.
I was gonna say I've seen
Really?
kind of the opposite of that. When you do it from bubble hash, it'll taste like the bubble
Like
hash. So if it was
ass.
really good bubble hash,
Right.
you may
Okay.
have some good flavor. But if you press with a lower temp on a fresh bud that still has moisture in it, and it was Mark spreading some science onto it earlier, because basically it's steam distilling.
It's a micro steam
You have-
distillation under
you
pressure
have
is what
moisture
you're
in
doing.
there,
Yeah.
the moisture's trying to get the fuck out.
You're
and it's
physically
bringing-
rupturing all the cell walls by just
With
applying
steam,
pressure
yeah?
and heat, and that wants to escape.
So you're not rupturing the trichomes; you're rupturing the cell walls.
No,
themselves.
you're rupturing you're rupturing trichomes, obviously, yes.
So here was this interesting study, which
Well, like Turkish
Michael
hash,
did.
you're just doing it, wrapping it up in newspaper, moist,
Cooking
and
it.
then steaming it, and then
Yeah,
it steams up, and then you squash it, and there you go. It's good to go.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I think you can explain what
Part of
this
the
thing
process.
says more to me.
You don't need a hair straightener for that.
Yeah.
No, you need a huge, giant.
So this thing says delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol localization in glandular trichomes and bracteal tissues of cannabis, prepared by high pressure cryofixation cryosubstitution. Which first, what's that? That sounds cool. It sounds like a great way to get trichomes off to start with.
Well, they're just applying a whole lot of pressure, right? Is
So
that-
they're putting cryofixation cryosubstitution.
Okay, so
sounds like
cryo
it's cold.
means really, really cold. So
Right.
probably what they're doing is they're freezing it in liquid nitrogen where things shatter.
And then they're doing what?
I guess
awesome.
applying a lot of pressure to it.
That's awesome.
Cold
Why,
pressure.
so it's like cold rosin.
So they're
Yeah.
taking bud and freezing it essentially with
Liquid nitrogen.
nitrogen to the point where if you dropped it, it would shatter.
I would assume. Why don't you go to the experimental
it as-
section and
selling it as
read
shatter.
what the experimental says?
Because I don't have a fancy scientist account to JSTOR, so I can only read the abstract. But if you
can
do,
only
then
read the
log in.
abstract. Oh, you got to read the whole paper.
I
That's
log
like,
in, buddy. But my point
That's
was
like judging a movie based on the preview.
trailer.
Man. You know, it's like, yeah, you have to read the whole deal. You have to see exactly what they did, what strains they did, what they reference,
But even in the
what they footnote. I mean, when
first
you read a
part
scientific paper, you have to read everything. You can't just read the abstract. Now, again, the abstract will tell you what they did and tell you the conclusions that they went to.
right,
But you really got to see exactly
whether you can
Yeah,
trust
take
it
it
or
from
not.
me.
You bet. That's where I like to dig in. Is like the back
That's
end.
why we got you here.
I read
I
Cliff
don't
about
have
time
you
I
at
did
home when I
something
download
useful.
these things.
Cliff Notes all the way through college, and I mean, it got me just fine, but I really didn't learn all that much. So yeah, you definitely need to delve into
So-
these things.
You didn't
Spark
learn
notes
much?
after
you,
they come.
You didn't learn much?
No, I
can't
didn't
believe
learn
it.
much
That
from
explains a
the Cliff
lot.
Notes. From
So,
the Cliff Notes.
so this says that
Okay.
where's it? The antibody identified THC on the surface of secretory vesicles, but not in the secretory vesicles. Gold label is also localized in the anticlinal walls between adjacent disc cells and in the wall of dermal and mesophyll cells of the bract. Grains were absent or detected only occasionally in the cytoplasm of disc or other cells of the bract. No THC was detected in controls. These are all right. So that's what I was interested. I guess we got into this discussion about could you dry sift, like do a quick drop dry sift, then bubble hash it, then do a hydrocarbon extraction, kind of like using the whole buffalo type idea
Why would you do that? Why would you want to do that? I'm just
to
curious.
produce that. That would be for a retail model where you want to produce the maximum number of different desired products and most efficiently use.
You think you're
a
going to get a
limited
different
resource.
flavor by doing that?
Well, you get different form.
Well, you're gonna get the
different-
best of the
you get the best-
trike set first, and then
you
you're
get-
gonna get all the secondaries and the left behind ones in the wash.
You
basically.
get your trichome heads in your dry sift phase, which is
Right.
what the good.
It would be interesting
Then-
to see if you could somehow trace that popcorn. You know, where does that popcorn thing come from? Is that what
It's
you're
just
thinking?
heat.
No,
No,
I'm way
that's
off the
different.
rosin
That's-
thing.
okay,
We're- this
not-
is unrelated to rosin.
Unrelated
because
to rosin. Okay.
why is there grow light on in the studio? That's not appropriate, Brad. You're going to short out the internet connection with the power draw. Come on, I know it's only 315 watts.
It's a 150.
150, so it's okay. We can handle it. But seriously,
It's
don't.
like a lamp.
Yeah. So no, this is totally unrelated to the rosin thing. But
Right.
could you to get everything you could out of a plant, the maximum, number of products, all bearing a relatively
Okay, so I see what
maximized
you're
amount
saying.
of
You're saying
cannabinoids.
you want to try different processes to make different types of
Essentially on the same
products
on
from
the same starting
from
material.
the same strain. That's interesting because any process that you take cannabis essential oil through is going to change it. I mean, as you know, I mean, the terps that make your grow loud is different than the terps that you end up dabbing. It's the most fragile molecules that are in a cannabis oil don't stick around very long, and so how they're modified by all these different processes are certainly going to affect a whole lot of things. You bet.
Dr. Mark just used the term loud.
Yeah, no, he did use the
I
term
know
loud.
that too.
No,
Is that a scientific term?
No, that was the appropriate usage of the term.
It is now.
I guess it was
it.
an impressive usage of the term in an otherwise scientific
No one
context.
else picked
right?
up. That was good.
Like I picked up on him, like that doesn't fit in with the rest of the stuff he's saying.
I owe it to all you guys.
So,
I think I learned that from Adam.
The loudness, the
Let me get
volume
that
of
loud.
weed.
Could have been.
Could have been. That threw me way
Oh,
off.
is
I
it?
had
Okay.
to go.
Are
Oh,
we-
so
we're
there
at
was a
that moment.
question.
We're at
There was
that
a
moment.
question.
We're
You
at
were
that
at that
moment.
moment at 2:32, Bike Holly.
Yeah,
We're
that's
on
the
it on
moment.
the mark.
Mitch, can I recommend you get a cookie?
I already ate it at 1:32
Shit.
when they were having a scientist fight.
Oh man.
There's no scientist fight at all. We had a great discussion.
Yeah, that was like two supervillains going at it, bud.
Are you kidding me? He was taking notes.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was,
that's
for sure.
that's like
He was
taking
for sure.
shots
That was just when you.
in scientist talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see you taking any
Hey, you
notes.
know
Yeah,
what?
I didn't see you taking any notes exactly.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm happy to have such a captive audience. It's great.
That's
Dr.
something a
Mark,
supervillain
where-
would say too.
Where in PA? you
Dr.
from
Mark, when you
again?
go bad, we want to be on
Westgrove.
your team.
The town where Garcia met Grisman. Ooh, see, you didn't know
I
that.
don't know what that.
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
He,
that doesn't
he's a
mean anything
biker,
to
but he
you.
doesn't like the
It
Grateful
means
Dead.
a whole lot to a whole lot
do
of
with the
people.
Grateful Dead. I don't like Jerry Garcia. All through college, it was
Hey,
just
that's
the
a Grateful Dead.
What do you mean? You like you love the dead, but you don't
Oh
like
no, it
Jerry
just drove me
Garcia.
crazy. All the kids through college was just like all about doing. All the dumb kids in college like the Grateful Dead. That would
Yeah.
hang,
You didn't.
hang
You
out
said
in
you
their
They also
rooms.
had the best weed
No,
and the best
in the
LSD.
college-
So
They
Wow,
all
wow.
hung around, sat in their dorms.
Yeah, but you're from like
with their
you're born in the
tapestries.
'90s. First of all, that's about,
he went to the Spectrum, and we used to
Yeah.
call it the Rectum for a reason.
I did go to the Spectrum at some point in time.
That was my first.
And the
show.
vet.
Field Spectrum.
Yeah.
Ryan
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
go to the Dead show there.
Pottstown
but I've been to the
University.
Spectrum and the vet. I miss the vet.
Yeah, but like I said, you were born in the '90s, so you're not really your validity is over.
That's not true. Maybe in this room.
Wait, were you?
Maybe.
I was born in 1990. Yeah.
Do your
Yeah.
peers think your bike is awesome?
My parents,
Your peers.
my peers.
That makes so much
What do you
sense.
mean,
Closer
my
to your
peers?
age group.
What do you mean, my peers?
I don't know.
Like my friends? I mean,
I thought we were your
okay.
friends.
That's what I mean. So like, what do you?
Well, I don't know. You were
His
saying
That's
older
like
buddies.
asking me
His
how
older
you
buddies.
feel
Before-
about my bike.
Before you were saying like, well, not in this room. So I assume you hang out in other rooms. In which case,
What do you? I hang out in lots of. I have 5
hang
rooms
out-
in my home,
Oh,
Or
or 6
who do you
rooms in
hang
my
out
little
with?
apartment. I like to hang out in those rooms.
with your dog.
Dogs, plural. And my weird roommate is weird, dude.
who's your roommate? Where do you live?
I just some rando person. I don't know.
You
live
live
in
with
a
a
Stefan
rando?
and
You
Kyle?
live with a
I had to,
rando?
well, yeah, I'll be moving in with Kyle soon, but I had to get out of
All right, so
Denver.
any other science
So
questions?
And
You
you're
know,
in his
There's one
rando.
that I
You're
forgot.
you're actually the rando in
No,
his
this
spot,
this
or
person is
That was
like
the wrong
super strange.
whose name's on the lease?
His?
Yeah, so you're the rando.
But so is mine. It's
Sorry, you're
individual
the,
leases.
you're the rando at this point.
It's like individual leasing. I'm not on a lease with him. He can't.
So it's
fuck
a
me, I can't
glorified
fuck
crack
him.
house, basically.
This
It's
just sounds
Yeah,
like
it's like
the
a
guy
flop
rents
house.
out bedrooms.
No.
It's a flop
He
house.
It's one place, but there's separate leasing. So if he doesn't pay,
Shared
she can't come
bedrooms?
after me.
Like you're right.
Done talking
Shared
about this.
bathrooms?
I'm done talking about this. It's
Don't
Section
talk
8
about it.
We're
housing.
not talking about
Don't
it.
talk about it.
We're not talking
I'm
about
not
it.
talking about it.
We're not
It's
talking
a little
about
like my sock puppets
I'm
now. I
done.
don't know what's going on.
it. We're not
here.
talking about it.
I'm done.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Uh,
Don't talk about it. Come on.
Cannabis legislation in Pennsylvania or not? That's
Yeah,
where
back
Yes,
to-
okay.
Back to cannabis.
Yes, back to cannabis.
Not talking about it.
I'm not talking about
Come
it.
on
Are
now.
we getting Antonia her medicine? Or
We're
what?
So Ryan, you
yes.
said her family reached out to you.
Well, yeah, her mom just reached out to me on Instagram the other day and said that there was some bill that was going down. I can actually read you the direct letter.
We talking about it?
Are we talking about it or
We
not
can
talking
talk
about
about it. We can talk about it.
So,
So
Mitch,
let's see.
Mary's has started to make that remedy oil that
I s-
Antonia was taking,
Yeah.
and Mary's Nutritionals is shipping nationally too. So even if they don't pass it,
Right.
she can get it out there.
She
Now,
can
how
get
do
it
you
national.
feel about? I thought the FDA just clarified a bunch of shit on CBD and saying how it's not a nutritional supplement; it is a drug.
Well, they're trying to push it as a classification of a new drug, saying that there was no marketing or promotion of it before the new drug, before they started trials for a new drug.
And given that they didn't know what CBD was back in the 30s when they were advertising cannabis medicine, it's a little bit of a stretch, right? So I think some people are still going for it.
I checked out that Mary's page. It didn't look like they had any products that they sell here locally. It looked all different.
Mary's Well, so they started a different line for their CBD-only products.
Okay.
So all of our CBD's been going into their products on the Mary's medicinal side for a while. Based on making some pure CBD products, they launched another product line called Mary's Nutritionals,
Sure.
and that's where they're pushing it over their website. They're bringing it into regular stores, shipping it national.
So her email says, or I should say her contact here says, "Hey, Colorado family, how's everybody? We would like to know if Mitch is still up for the interview on the Kids for High Times. If so, now would be a perfect time to do so. We're really head first right now in Pennsylvania, and one of her videos is going viral as we speak.
Awesome.
We have people asking questions all over the place, and I would love for you guys to be the first in line with her story. Give me a call whenever. Well wishings and many blessings."
So we'll definitely reach out
Is
to
this from Nina, the
Yeah, it's from
grandmother,
Nina.
or Jessica?
From Jessica.
From Jessica.
Jessica.
Okay.
Cool. Well, we'll
She is
definitely
so
do that.
with it.
They
She
are.
is
The whole
so
family
with
is
it.
so with
She's
it.
on her shit, you know what I mean?
She really is. She's so brave and courageous.
From everything that she's posting, when I see all of her posts, she's at every political rally that she can
bet.
make it to. She's speaking at every political rally. She's not just there with a
And
sign.
putting it out there, facing potentially facing consequences,
when you have
but kind of daring them
two
to.
Right.
children suffering from essentially the same thing and receiving medication in an illegal state, and then putting yourself on the news
Right.
once every 2 weeks, it's dangerous. I
Our
give her a lot of
governor
credit.
wants to sign the bill.
Yeah.
And there's one prick in the
One
House,
dude.
that guy, Baker.
So can he stop it just by himself? How's that
no,
work?
because we're basically pressuring his committee to pressure him. He's on the payroll for Big Pharma, go figure. He represents a district that's like less than 0.1% of the population of Pennsylvania. 88% of Pennsylvania wants this. And one
So
prick
in
is
America,
stopping
he
it.
can't possibly stop it in the long run,
No.
right?
Well, it seems that there's
Merca.
there's a
Merca.
significant amount of people petitioning against him. Like there's one here that is a call for the job of State Representative Matt Baker, and there's essentially 1,300 signatures with only a goal of 1,000. So I mean, there's people that hate him for plenty of other reasons than why we hate him. So I don't see him sticking around.
Yeah,
It's a strong
he
word,
wants
kid.
to see it regulated like a pharmaceutical,
Right.
approved by the FDA with lengthy clinical trials that cost hundreds of millions of dollars. So you would buy your cannabis with your prescription drug coverage through your health insurance, through that mega million-dollar industry, to go buy it at CVS with your Viagra and your condoms. Should you used to use those?
They don't have CVS out here. Pisses me off.
Yeah, whatever.
There is one
Your
downtown,
local,
but it's just a pharmacy.
your local drugstore. I mean, cannabis is an herb, and whenever an herb can be used to alleviate a human illness or medical condition, it should not only be allowed; it should be encouraged. The government has no position, and there's no play for the pharmaceutical industry here at all because they can't patent cannabis oil. It's known.
So what's up with them patenting anything with cannabis? It feels like there are a bunch of patents.
Yeah, GW has patents.
Is my car getting towed, Dave? You mind hopping out there see if my car's getting towed?
Yeah. So
Cool.
GW does have
across
patents.
the street that way.
I mean, they're
How they
Other
would
way,
hold
Dave,
up, how
to
they
your
would
right.
how they would hold up in a case of infringement is completely
there's
a
a real
different
fear.
issue.
Yeah.
That the matter is how
Is
solid
it?
are those patents?
No way. Are you kidding me, kid?
It's hooked up right now.
Fuck.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just kidding.
Ah, you got me.
Gotcha.
It's still there. Dude, just get your goddamn shit registered.
I'm doing it. I just got a check from High Times. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready. No, it's like $700.
What?
Saying new car cheaper than it's more expensive than a bike or an old minivan.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's not that much.
All right.
Just pay it.
On that note, let's bring in our guest toe checker, Mr. Dave Richards himself. Can we get a round of applause? You guys all had dinner with him, so it's
How'd he do?
He eats with a fork in his mouth like everyone else.
wow. So Dave, obviously our most requested guest in the history of the Adam Dunn Show, repeat guest.
Thank you very much.
It's awesome because you can't see him at all. You're like out of the
I
camera
like it. You
range.
can see
You're
like
the man of mystery.
The mystery man.
So,
The shadow. He's
Dave,
the shadow.
what you said you were never coming to Colorado, and yet here you are, man.
Yeah, hey, things change.
Never say never, right? That's what you
Happy
told me.
here in Colorado, like you guys say, wait a few minutes. Weather changes quickly.
It does here, doesn't it?
No, happy to be here though. Thank you for having me.
I heard you're moving out.
Yes, sir.
There you go. See?
So Dave's officially relocating
Mhm.
to Colorado,
Yes.
and
That makes two of us.
Whoa, Dr. Mark.
Things are happening.
People like you are why the traffic sucks, just for the record.
Yes.
That's why the show is late.
Thanks a lot, guys.
No, it's not why the
Fuck
show
you, I'm
is
just
late.
another
Our host
asshole
lives-
from Jersey moving to Colorado.
I've been here for 8 years.
Yeah,
So
you're almost-
traffic, I did not contribute to the current traffic problem.
Well, yeah, with your unregistered car. Driving
Actually,
around.
Dude, you are the traffic problem.
What are you talking about?
You guys came here and didn't shut up about how awesome it was for 8 years.
The traffic
Yeah.
problem has
That's-
Yeah,
nothing to
everyone's
that's
do
come
true.
here
That's-
and
that's how
caused
I-
all the
I-
traffic. Pretty much, you're the cause of most of the
The
traffic.
cause of all the traffic. It's
Yes.
good to know that I have that much influence in the world.
It is, isn't it?
So,
So-
moving out here, doing what?
Coming to
Yeah.
plant some beans in the ground, pretty much. I mean, that's
Sure.
the idea. Is get some of this genetics that he has locked away
Yeah, this
into a
was-
safe
this
place. You know,
26%.
27.7,
Boom.
nice.
2.3% CBD.
And that was the Dave's OG?
Yes, sir. Yes, man.
So, do you have any of the original parent lines?
Yes, I do. In seed, of course.
In seed, nice.
Otherwise,
Yeah, we were
plenty of-
thinking about maybe even giving some away. A little
Giving some of Dave's seeds away?
Wow, he was
Gonna
talking.
break the
Today,
internet.
giving away some of Dave Richards' seeds
He
today.
was talking of something. I heard some.
Dave, you want to give some of your genetics away on the show today?
Throw it out
That's
there.
what I heard.
Right?
Does it?
Yeah,
So, Dave, I got to say, they definitely are requesting more volume for Mr. Richards. on
Turn the mic for him, kid.
Get him all lined up.
Does Dave have a fake cookbook that's a book
Yes, he
safe
does.
with seeds?
Cooking with vegetables.
Well, it's Dave Richards in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, let's find the key here.
And if
There's a
we're doing-
key to Dave's fake cookbook
Okay,
safe.
I'm gonna. There's this.
What's going on now?
We keep
This
this rolling,
same
right,
person has
Jason?
called
I don't
in,
want-
like,
it's
9
it's
times.
it's
Because
one of
one of the
it's
two-
Kaya from Dark Horse Genetics,
Wow.
but we got a turn of events here with
You got to change stuff around. So tell Kaya we'll get back to him real quick.
yeah.
We
I
can't.
was like, I'm so confused.
Dave Richards. That's awesome. Look at that. What do you got in there, Dave?
Oh,
Well,
did you have any
Some of the original Babylon.
Can you talk a little louder into the mic, Dave?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Fix that.
Thank you, sir.
What I have with me today is the original Babylon, which is a variety from Iraq, and it just grows giants, insanely huge leaves. The structure,
That's the one.
also just very high potency.
And
very
whose
unique
favorite
flavor.
strain was that?
That's mine.
Oh,
Well,
oh no, those were actually these are actually genetics that came from the house in Llano,
uh-huh.
Largo Vista Road. I also believe, which would require testing, but I believe they're involved in the Kim line.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so just through description, of course.
Now, the Babylons you were saying, Rob Clark said it was like almost another species. It was
Like
something, right?
prehistoric. Like
Prehistoric type
quote
cannabis.
was that's something else.
I saw
That's
pictures
something
of it.
else.
Yeah, that's
You saw the
something
pictures?
else.
I showed you the pictures.
Each blade was wider than his hand on the fan leaves.
Yeah.
4.5 inches.
It's
wide,
like a giant
so-
dinosaur plant. So you have seeds, those
individual.
Babylon IBLs, I guess?
Yeah, well, it's a Babylon hash plant cross.
Babylon hash plant cross. And which you had multiple hash plants, right?
Well, the one that I used was dominant Lebanese.
Lebanese hash
That's
plant.
my favorite.
So
and,
the
that's
end
where I
result
bred
should
it.
be pretty great for hash.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. The first ones on deck are the Bab OG crossed D, original diesel.
Uh-huh. Adam,
Sorry, Steve's just thinking about it.
Adam, yeah.
And how we're gonna what email is it? Info at Adam
yeah.
Dunn Show is active.
I don't know how we're going to give them away. How are we
So,
going to
so
get
I'm going, is that an active email?
yeah.
So since we can't use the Skype right now,
Yes.
since we have both people talking, we'll do the first year. They'll come in time dates.
There you
So
go.
however many packs we want to give away, it'll be the first. However
That
many numbers.
Well, there's not packs,
email.
obviously.
Yeah.
It's going to be this a
Maybe
few are going out. That's
Right.
This
A
I've also
special
brought
little-
with me
little-
some pollen.
Some
which-
pollen.
Yes, which
Wow.
are
Well, that's
the
a
Bab
little, that's extremely special.
OG to
So,
kit
just in
back
case,
up.
you need
just in
it.
case.
In case I didn't
So-
know, in case
so
those are all
Mr.
females,
Richards,
you're like, God damn it, all
how would
females,
you?
luckily."
It would be our pleasure to follow your rules for this little giveaway. You want it first come, first serve? You want to answer a question?
Should we
You
do a
want
little?
to-
Should we do a? If they got to kind of reach back to the other show to kind of
Yeah,
the
they
answer
got to
kind of
dig
thing or
up
something?
some sort of contest of something. I would
Yeah.
feel.
Come on,
Yeah,
let's-
Adam's in control.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
do-
great.
okay,
I
good,
gotta
good, good.
I have no.
Good.
Now you pass it on to Mitch. This is how this all works. You know?
Now we
See-
get
see
chain of command.
See how that
all
works?
downhill.
Mitch.
Shit
Hey.
runs
So here's
downhill.
what I think you're going to have to do. You're going to have to track down the first episode that Dave appeared on.
Boom.
First of all, yeah.
That
And you're
sounds
going to
good.
have to tell us.
Good question. Ooh,
You're going to have to tell us the name of Dave's mentor
uh-huh.
and at least 3 of the breeding projects they had going on.
Which are all definitely accessible if you listen to that show.
Yeah. And you're going to have to contact us.
info@adamdunnshow.com.
We already got an email from someone saying want has seed Babylon. But unfortunately that's not going
That
to
was
work.
Bike, actually.
Right.
Bike did that. I saw.
So that's how you're going to do it. You're going to go track down the episode, or if you know it off the top of your head because you've memorized that episode, do it. But listen to
yeah,
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how many are we giving away, Dave? How many people are we going to hook up with how many beans?
I mean, we should probably be able to give away, like a total of top 6 people. We can give
Top 6 people get how many beans?
1 seed each.
No, 10 we'll get a 10-pack.
10-pack.
Top
of-
first 6 people to give us
13.
Oh,
this.
the 3 of each. 3 of each. 3 is a good number.
We'll
Right.
get 3.
3 packs, 3 times each.
So
So 3 winners of
30
each
seeds
category.
of each kind.
Yes,
10,
exactly.
3 winners of get a 10
So
pack
6
of
people
each
total.
seed. So 6 people total. The first 6 people to email you with the answers to the questions that you're going to repeat one more time
Yes.
will get seeds sent out to them as soon as the CB
Yeah.
Scientific stuff gets sent out as well.
Oh, yeah, that should be never. No, just kidding.
So, again, the question is, go back, track down the first time that Dave Richards appeared on our show. We need to know the name of Dave's mentor, and we need to know 3 of the breeding projects they had going on.
Yeah, we can't talk about any of those things.
Is it Socrates?
It is not
Not
Socrates.
Socrates.
And if you guess wrong, you can only guess only one submission per person.
So
yeah.
I just ruled out Socrates. So
Well, no, you're out. You guessed wrong. You're out.
Yeah.
You can't win them.
what I'm saying for everybody else,
There you go. Ryan got one off
don't
the
guess
list
Socrates. It's not right.
for you. These beans could go wherever they have to go, is the answer to the chat room, lemon cheese.
That is the answer. That is the answer.
It's a salad topping.
No, TD, again, you're not saying first appeared on season 1, episode 44 is not what I'm asking. I need you to go into that episode. I need you to tell me his mentor's name
And we're not going to announce it now because we want
and 3 of the breeding projects that they had going on, and I will announce it next week. And it's the first 6 correct answers that we get at
Yeah,
info
Mike,
at
you get your
adamdunshow.com. We'll get
And they'll go to
the
and
Lebanese
they will-
hash
and-
plant
and
to
give
the
us your-
Bab.
And give us your T-shirt size also.
Give us your T-shirt size also so we can ship you a
Right.
T-shirt.
There you go. And we only have 2 sizes, by the way.
And here's another one here.
What's there, Dave?
This is the same Bab
Bab female.
hash plant
Right.
cross OG, back cross OG. These are the genetics that were stolen from my house right before the cut. And so these are the remaining genetics, and I'd like to share them with everybody.
To make
so
sure
that
it doesn't
whoever
get stolen
robbed me
again.
does not have the opportunity to just enjoy it themselves.
So swordfish,
Yeah.
if you're asking about the flowering time, you're missing the principle of the thing.
These
These are
limited,
priceless
How many
heirloom
wrong answers
seeds.
have you gotten that you don't even qualify because they didn't answer what you wanted to?
I'm just gonna not maybe check my email.
How about
My
we just
email's gonna be
give 'em-
flooded.
Okay.
And this is pretty awesome. This is a surprise to even me. I'm kind of like sweating some.
No, I
beans.
only had
So
the
Adam, you
OG
guys are
with
gonna
me
be playing
today.
with these in a
Had the Minnow
greenhouse
hash
in the
plant.
near
That's
future,
just
something
another
like that. I
25.
heard.
Everybody wants the pollen right now. I'm getting like my whole
You're
phone.
getting
My phone just
pollen,
blew
pollen,
up.
pollen. So how do
pollen.
you get the pollen?
Nobody's getting it.
Nobody gets the pollen.
Pollen stays for our
That's for
crops.
Mr. Dunn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
But yep, the first 6 right answers. Get some essentially completely lost genetics, really.
Priceless seeds.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, any new crosses will be made with different parents for sure. You have
They
to
want
go
to buy
back
the,
and
people
see.
want to buy the pollen. They'll want to trade it out.
Pollen's off the table unless you do something unbelievably special that we can't even think of.
Oh, yeah.
Phones ringing off the
Feel free to
hook
twist
with
one
new
out.
callers now. You got to
It's not
email
a call
it.
in. It's not a call in.
Gotta email, no
Because we don't want to
call-ins.
blow it for the next 5 people. The first guy will answer, and that'll be it. And my friend's already answered the question. He says where and when, how.
Take it
Does
easy.
he email it to
No,
info
I
at
said
adamdunshow.com?
I said email it.
You got to email it.
Tim, email it.
Info@adamdunnshow.com.
Don't make me actually have to type it in. Just
Who's the mentor? 3 breeding projects.
Yes.
First 6 correct answers. We'll get Dave's genetics.
First released.
First release. This is the only. Yeah, these are all that are available, right? There's not more of this. Isn't coming out.
Yeah, that's it.
first and
That's
only
it.
release. First and only release.
That's
So,
how it's done.
That's the OG.
Get it out.
Holy shit!
Holy shit, man! Holy shit seeds.
Yeah, you guys can keep calling the phone. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to keep hanging
I'm
out.
gonna keep not answering, guys. So
We don't have it. Yeah,
All
we're
right.
not hooked up. We're not
Let's
hooked
get
up.
Kaya on though, because Kaya's still trying to get on, right?
Yeah, I can tell him to call in.
All right, let's
All right,
switch. Can we
switch it
switch
up.
up for like 5 minutes and then we'll do shout outs and get out?
Yep.
Cool.
That's Dave's thing is going to get cut off in a second. So, boom, there goes Dave. Bye,
Dave
not-
Richards,
Dave's
your
not
mic
here.
is cut. That was your.
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
EliteOrganicSupply.com. Let's see how many people come, and if I'm going to be sponsoring up the Adam Dunn Show.
Oh, well, you should have said that before 2 minutes before the end. All right, this is the time, guys. Here's the deal. If you want Adam Dunn Show to be able to cover new stuff, we need to have a lot of support. So we're doing it on site hits.
What's that?
Site hits on EliteOrganicSupply.com.
Yeah, I can track that. Let's see.
All right.
EliteOrganicSupply.com. See how many people like roll in, how much activity we get.
EliteOrganicSupply.com. Can they place orders?
No, we're just a little store
Just
in
traffic.
Loveland, right?
So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yo,
we'll
if
check-
you're in Colorado, go to Elite Organic Supply. Jeremy from Build the Soil approves it, so you're not taking anything from him because you're supporting Build the Soil.
Fuck yeah, love that.
Fuck yeah. Dude, go to EliteOrganicSupply.com. Please help us keep it going. Convince Dave that we're good guys, that people respect what we have to say for some reason or another. And that's EliteOrganicSupply.com. I'm going to put it up here. EliteOrganicSupply.com. Elite.
That's right.
With the Adam Dunn Show, who we got on the air?
Hey, this is Alaskan Grower, man.
This is Brandon calling in, right? From last week?
Yeah, this is Brandon, man. Brandon Gomez.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
So,
Just living the dream, man.
that's it. Yeah, we got cut off last week, and this week we're cramming it in. We got people calling in from everywhere. How has it been? This whole have you been savoring up the win since this last week, or what?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I've talked to some people. It's nice to get a little bit of validation for my hard work, and get noticed for something more than just your basic closet grower.
Sure. What strain? what strain again? Remind us.
Yeah, that's Appalachian Thunderfuck by Bodie Seeds.
Is this the second caller coming in?
What's that?
this is Dark Horse for sure.
Cool. Well, we can double up. Who cares?
Double up, bring it in.
We double it up. We're bringing in. We got Kaya. Is that Kaya?
Yes,
We got other. Sorry for keeping you waiting so long. We've been.
No worries, man. I've been thoroughly entertained.
Nice. So we got you on the air, and we also got our winner Brendan from up in Alaska, from the winner of last week's cup up there, and that was the what did you say, Appalachian Thunderfuck, right?
Yeah, Appalachian Thunderfuck. That's the Appy male crossed with, I believe, the Alaskan Thunderfuck that Bodie has sourced out there, and I think from Oregon, like an Oregon Mafia cut or something like that.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it is. It's super frosty, got a blueberry dog shit kind of smell, and it's just dank as can be.
Well, we can't
love it.
wait to check it out. Kyle, let's bring you into the mix too, brother, because you were supposed to be on far earlier in the show today, and we got
Big
delayed
up.
by our big giveaway.
Big up. Thanks for having me, Adam Dunn.
So you're working on some stuff with Dark Horse, with our buddy Dark Horse over here.
They hit me up, and Casper's good people. I know him, and we send them some of our gear from our latest drop. And that's something for the future.
Word up. So what are you working on in the present then?
Right now we've got the next round going in. We just finished up our last round with the Alien Kush F2 male. The next round's going to be a gas mask male breeding. And then we're going to follow that up with the coffee F2 and a couple coffee out crosses, in crosses.
Nice.
And coffee kind of every which way.
Alaskan Grower, what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working with Swamp Donkey Seeds. We're working with the Cup Cut. Got a couple other guys. We're all working together. 3 Beans and Hellraiser 30. two of us are vets. We're kind of working on like a PTSD specific strains to kind of help us out with our day to day and try to help out all the other wounded warriors that are out there.
Nice.
That are really needing, that extra strain that might help them a little more than, just getting them fucked up, and help them through the day, like be productive instead of just sawing down on indicas, which is what I normally happen to use. So.
Right. So let's go back to Kaya. So tell us about the most exciting thing. I mean, Jason from Dark Horse mentioned the gas mask. Tell us about that, because I haven't heard of that out here in Colorado yet.
Oh, the gas mask was a project that I did with my partner Exotic Genetics. So I gave him my cherry pie clone only, and he bred that with his Starfighter. I bred it with my Alien Kush, and then we selected some males from that, and I bred the male back to the keeper out of my cross, and so that was the culmination of the gas mask. But I'm also very excited about bringing the banner and the coffee together, because those are some of the strongest strains on the planet.
That was my question.
Some real headbangers.
That was my question for you, Kaya. You say, tell everybody about the coffee as much as you want to tell them about the coffee.
Yeah.
That sounds dank.
Yeah, can you tell us about the coffee?
Yeah, well, the coffee was just featured in High Times. It kind of had the numbers fudged a little bit. At the time it was tested, it was tested by Steve Hill up here in Seattle, and it tested it at 31% total cannabinoids, 28% THC. It's an Alien OG crossed with the Alien Kush F2, and the Alien OG mom was a clone that I had sourced from San Fran area, and at the time it was, I think it was 28%. It was the highest tested in California. That was a couple years back. And I really wasn't impressed with the mom per se for smoking, but I knew there was some good genetics in there, and kind of bringing the Alien back to it, maybe we could find something a little more Afghani and chunky, and that's what we got.
I've got a Cutty A-line that you guys do that I've had for quite a while, and the extracts I get from it is like insanely white every time. Is that something you see consistently from that strain? Kaya,
are you still with us? We might have lost Kaya. All right.
Where did you get that cut?
Oh.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I say that cut came out Colorado way through a friend, and I actually don't have it, but we've been able to make some extracts out of it, and it's just come out incredibly, incredibly white, like every time. And I just wondered if that's something consistent you see with it, or tell me a little bit about the A-line. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I was super impressed.
Delay.
Lost him again. Is he listening on the show and not on the Skype? I don't know. So let's flip back over to Alaskan Grower then. Good thing we have him on the line. Any final parting words, bro, before we got to wrap up the show in a couple minutes here. We're at 2:59, but any shout-outs, any links, anything to connect people to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout-out to Seeds Here Now for helping me get connected with you guys and get on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And a shout-out to Swamp Donkey Seeds, keeping it real in Alaska. We've got old-school Alaskan genetics. They do exist here in Alaska. Contrary to popular belief, there's lots of it. Shout out to Canazon and all the guys at the Seed Collectors thread, because without those guys, man, I don't know. There's a lot of craziness coming out of that area right there, and it's really elite. I'm loving it. Shout out to you, Mitch, for making the Incredible.
Dude, big fan.
Fire. I love that, dude. It has the I-420 and then the Mini.
Nice. Awesome, dude. Right on, bro. Well, we'll definitely bring you back on, talk more about the projects you're doing, and when we revisit our Alaskan genetics.
Congratulating him on the
No.
He's like, hey, this guy is awesome.
Everyone tells you how good THC is. No, but again, we'll bring you back to talk Alaskan genetics, because it sounds like that's what you know.
Dude, for sure. We've got some old stuff. We've got an old, like, 24-plus-year-old cut called Dump Truck that is just, when you smoke it, it's like getting hit in the back of the head, man. You're just like down on the couch. It's one of the best I've had in a while. And, it's just, I don't know, good times. Oh, one more shout out.
Yeah.
Bodhi Seeds. Thank you, man, for Bodhi Seeds. Great genetics, man. All day long. All of this stuff. It's all fire.
Yes, sir. Second that.
Right on.
I like to big up my boy Nicky T out there, Adam Dunn, Fire Stacks. Dark Horse Genetics, Casper Green Life Seeds in LA, Rastafari.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right on, brother. Wrap up time.
Wrap
Any
it
studio
up, wrap
shout
it
outs.
up.
All right, first you got to go to EliteOrganicSupply.com or Elite Organic Supply in Loveland, Colorado, or else the Adam Dunn Show is going to have to be canceled. If we don't get Dave's support, the Adam Dunn Show is
someone's
going to
gotta
have
show.
to be canceled.
It all comes down. Go up there and buy some poop.
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 It all comes down to this. If you guys appreciate the show, want to show support for our sponsors, the people who show support for us, go to EliteOrganicSupply.com. Hell, program a bot to crash this site.
Yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate the effort.
I will, actually.
Crushed. Chris K-Dash, I hope you're hearing that. I believe you supposedly know how to do that kind of thing.
That's right.
Get on that bot program.
Yeah.
Is there an app for that?
I hope so.
I bet there is.
Do I get to do shout outs first, seeing as you called me out on the
Yes,
Elite
you do.
Organic?
Shout it. Go.
All right. Shout out to the Elite Cannabis crew. Everybody holding it down on the farm and all our competition plants. We also got a new employee coming on board. Tommy, we met him through ChemDog G. He's rolling out from Oregon. He actually was penalized for growing for the last several years out in Virginia. So he's like Virginia family with the rest of us. He's rolling out here to Colorado here shortly. I'm going to work out in the field for a while. So with love.
Kid.
Dave.
Is my mic on?
Hey, wow,
Nice.
Dave's mic on.
Shout out to my wife Stephanie, and everybody who's supported me in everything that I've done for dang sure, because I know they're going to be listening. It's a very small group. They know who they are, and that's it. My buddy Lucky Dog for pulling off this OG 27.7%. Loved it. I think that machine was very accurate.
Of course you would.
So, going to be buying one. Thank you
Kid.
for having me.
And I like the
Thank
fact
you,
that it
Dave.
came up 0 on things you thought were real low and down to the 1%. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Shout out
to your
to
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Did you
No,
name it? Did you name it? You
no,
named it? Come on.
no.
What's it called?
Purple
It's
Thunder.
It's not Purple
Oh my
Thunder.
God, why am I the only person who doesn't get to do regular shout outs?
Because you stumble along.
Being
and
interrupted.
crash.
But no, shout outs to my girlfriend Brittany and to the dogs back home.
Has she ridden on the back yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
They pulled up to the dispensary yesterday, right? Like that. You
shout
can't tell
outs-
that he doesn't have a patch on the back when she's sitting behind him.
That
So.
might get you in
Shout
trouble.
outs to Grav Labs for hooking it up with the pieces, always keeping it fresh, and the guys over at Vapor Brothers as well. Appreciate it. And Green Diamond Stone Wool as well, taking care of it. Appreciate it.
How's the raw connection going over there? How's our
Bike.
how's our
Bike, how's the
our
raw
raw
connection?
How's our raw sponsorship going?
It's pretty stagnant. How many?
We just need a little like a display right here.
Yeah, we can trade for that shit easily.
Yeah.
Trade airtime
trade.
for it?
Yeah, I hear you, Mitch. I hear you.
That's
Come
how.
on,
That's
work
what
it
we
out,
have
work
to
it out.
trade.
Work it out. What do you want to trade? Gold? I can
Trade cash. Yeah.
Yeah,
cash. You can trade cash for a display. I didn't say I want to get. All right, come on. You get nothing?
That's shout out to Matt Johnson who asked me to shout him out. That's
Nice.
all.
You at least yeah, good job.
There you go, Matt.
Thank you.
Nice.
Shout out to my beautiful wife Cece and little Nick, who, as Dave has witnessed in the last couple of days, is like just on little. He's going for. He's a little man now. He's a proper little man. You're
He
like,
is.
Oh my God! Hurry up, Mitch, with you kids. Grow faster.
So
You need to grow faster. Wait. He stole my tagline of the course of keeping it, holding it down at the farm, because that's what it is. But that's what every week. So my mom holding it down. My mom is holding it down at the farm. But yeah, that's the way it really is. But no, the sun has finally come out too. That's what I'm going to big shout out to the sun for coming back to Colorado, because we were looking at like, oh my God, this is it. El Nino's in effect this year. That's one of the reasons why all this shit's happening, by the way, everybody. So we will be seeing colder than usual conditions and wetter.
And El Nino
that's-
is Spanish for
Fuck you. Fuck you, farmers.
Yeah.
Fuck.
also, for everyone in the chat room and for all the people who've emailed, I already have like 10 emails. We got to go through them, make sure they're right. We're announcing it next week. Big shout out to my beautiful wife Reese and little baby Farron, who is 1 year old, listening at home. Her first 1-year-old show. We'll see you guys next week.
First 1 year old show, very cute.
Hey, I got one more thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jason. No. You
Close the show with your shout out?
do it.
Hey,
Bring it
everybody
on,
see
Dr.
Shepherd's
Mark. We
Dinner.
got a lot
We'll
of
be
guests
getting
this
their
time.
packs. Don't
Shout
trip.
out to Casper and Rach, I think are listening in LA, doing a great job at that shop. Shout out to Dave in Seattle, doing a great job at that shop. Check out the app, website. Thanks,
They
everybody.
might have been the guys trying to call in too.
Yeah, right.
Mark, Dr. M.
Brainiac.
Brainiac. Shout out to my lovely wife, Kara. My son, Jake, who graduates high school this week. Yay! My daughter, Sophie, who's moving to the 8th grade. And my team at Vape Holdings. Thanks for letting me come out to Colorado.
And don't forget, EliteOrganicSupply.com. Please go there or the
Elite
show will get
Organic
shut
Supply.
down. Everyone needs to go there at least 20 times or else there's not going to be an Adam Dunn show next week.
It's not going to happen. We're going to be done.
We're done.
The top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden messages. A special question.
We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it ganja.